All right, so what is Nightshark? So for me to explain this, I laid out this small detailed couple of slides, and I think it should pretty much covers like what actually NIghshark does. So before we jump into this, I'm gonna teach you, like show you a couple of demos side by side, but let me explain what are these three sections that we have here for the NIghshark. All right, so first thing first, NIghshark does not integrates with any brokerages out there to automate the trade. So this is some sort of hardware level automation where we are actually automating based on the screen coordinates. So if you see here these small numbers, so these are actually the coordinates based on the real state of your screen. So this is how NIghshark actually identifies it. Okay, so this is hardware level automation. It does not associate with any brokerages. It does not have any internal integration or connection. So basically what NIghshark does is it automates just like how a human would interact with the brokerage interface. So first, so the first section is the areas, and then we have this point. Let me actually make it a little bit more better. Okay, so this area here, this is the areas, and then these are the point section. Okay, so we can add as much as you want with this, and you can select on it and you can edit it, and then you can also select and locate where this area actually exists. So areas are like the eyes for the NIghshark. Okay, so you can think of NIghshark as like an auto clicker but on steroids. Okay, so this is auto clicker with a vision and also proper guidance system. So areas are like eyes where NIghshark sees the things, especially the signals and the numbers on the screen. And you can think of points as the hands, which does the job. So they perform clicks mostly, and that is the hand for the NIghshark. So if you see here this code section, this is the actual main bread and butter. So this is the brain where you can instruct NIghshark what it can do with this available pair of eyes and hands. And the scripts here that you see, these are just the files where you can separate a lot of instructions, and and then you can choose any of them at any given moment. It will have all these configuration already set up when you set it up for the first time, and so that you don't have to rewrite or redraw these points time and again. All right, so with these things in mind, I would like to show you a small demo. So let me start off with creating a new script file. Okay, so I'm gonna name it testing123. I'm gonna create. So our first demo would be let's just say here, right? So this is a website. It has these small lizard buttons, and then here on the clicks part, you will see how many clicks I do. Okay.
Listen.
Okay, so I did the 10 clicks here. You can see it clicks the count, counts the number of clicks that's being done here, right? So let's just do a small function. By the way, the functionality, like when you're trying to program a NIghshark, it's not like a lot, or you have to this could be something that you can actually start off your programming journey with. We have like a handful of functions which you can use to guide the NIghshark. So I'm just going to explore this click part. So to write this command, what you can do is click point. Let me actually go back and then set up a point. So just like I mentioned, so points are the hands, right? So we want to do the clicks. So I'm just going to click on add point, and then I'm going to set it here. So the name for this identifier for this location is point.a. You can see here. So what I'm going to do is click point.a. We're going to save, go back. So what it's going to do is going to go ahead and click. Okay, I'm going to press run. So here you can see it clicked like once. But now let's go into the another part. So loop. So loop is, if you put this, so loop has this curly braces type, and if you put any command inside it, it will continuously repeat that process. It's as simple as that. A lot of programming folks who have like a technical background, they already know it, but if you're new to it, it's just a simple part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop, click, point, dot A, and then I'm going to save it. Now you can see, a barrage of clicks being sent there. So we are on the 11 clicks now. So I'm just going to verify it. So it's here. Let's run. So here you can see the clicks going up. Just gonna press F2 button just to stop it. So right now we are on the 247, right? So now let's just put a little bit of sense to it. So now what we're trying to achieve is, so we have this clicks, right? 247. Right now it was just, doing it like infinitely. Okay. So unless we manually stop it, but now we want it to stop by itself. So what we can do is we can give it a pair of eyes. So I'm going to click on add area, and then I'm going to draw a area here. So here I'm going to draw a small area so you can locate the area too. And then I already edited it. So what we want to do is, so here we are at 247, right? So let's just say we want to continuously click it until it reaches 260. Okay. So what we're going to do is, after we do that, since we already gave it areas, okay, so now we come to this third part, the read areas. Okay. So here we're going to read the areas, and then we have to implement this function, read areas. And now we're going to go on to the another part, the loop until construct. Okay. So we have the loop, and then at the end we can put in our condition. It will continuously read until that condition is met. So what we can do is until area 1 equals 260. Okay. So here's a little bit of twist. So since this part is numbers, right? And here we are trying to compare with actual number value. So the one thing is NIghshark reads this text when it comes in a raw format, right? NIghshark just identifies it as like a text. And we have to convert that to a number so that we can do these kind of mathematical operations. So for that, what we're going to do is we have to use this function and then put that, the specified area. In this case, we have this area 1, right? We have to put this inside the 2 number. So what we can do is we can go 2 number like that. So with this, what's going to happen is NIghshark going to click point.a, this laser button, until, and then we're going to read area 1, and we're going to continue this until the area 1, which is this, reaches 260. Right now we are at 247. So save it back and then just run it. So it stopped, right? And with that, it exited the condition, and then we stopped at 260. So that's the baseline about it. Obviously, when it comes to the trading part, we have like a lot of complexities, and I'm going to show you a small, how we go about like actually doing this kind of automation on the, like different brokers. Okay, so right now we are here in the trading view, and we have these signals. So the signal here is whatever indicator that you have, you probably might be like, new to it. So you can actually get, these kind of text out of like any indicators that are available, or any calculations that you want to do, or any, strategies that you have on your trading view. So I've already shared, the script for it, but I think what you can do is like whatever indicators that you have, if you have a buy and sell point, you can always, add a signal text. It's a box, actually, a table, 1 row, 1 column table. And then this non-value changes constantly as the brokerages do the calculation on their end. So we're gonna leave, like identifying all of these all these conditions, like when to buy, when to sell on, and then boil that down into the signal. So here on the, like these green, blue parts, it will show buy. And NIghshark job here would be just to be, we're going to continue monitoring this area. And then whenever it reads buy, whenever this turns to buy, we're going to go ahead and click the buy button here. This will place a market order. And then whenever it says sell, we're going to do the market order sell. So, but we can also, introduce a take profit stop loss instead of, after entering the trade, we just don't want to wait until the next signal, but you want to kind of like take the matter on your own hand and then decide the entry on, certain profit and loss or, and so for that, what you can do is actually you can add in the conditions. Obviously, I'm not going to go deeper into like how to actually write those, kind of like codes, but I will be definitely sharing those kind of codes in the futures, and you can probably find, more such video in my other channel, in this channel. And so for that, the other part is just like, kind of drawing the area realized P&L, and realized P&L would be, daily P&L, and unrealized P&L would be just this. And then we're just going to convert these numbers to, these text to numbers, and then kind of guide NIghshark. Okay, you're not just going to check this, you're going to check these, and if any of this condition satisfies, we're going to go ahead and press sell, and then we're going to loop one more time, like continuously loop again throughout this whole set of conditions instruction, so that it will wait for another buy signal. I know I might probably made that sound more complicated, but I'm just kind of going off the rails, I think. But let me show you a small example. Okay, so this is one of the codes, what it looks like. Obviously, we have these functions where we can define on our own, but I'm not going to go deep into that. I just wanted to give you a high level overview on how you can go about automating your trades, right? So this is only about the TradingView, right? So you have a signal in TradingView, you can buy and sell on TradingView. In a moment, I'm going to show you how you can actually leverage this signal, and then actually instead of pressing on these buy and sell, you can actually choose any of your brokers, like let's say NInjaTrader, Tradovate, or Thinkoswim, like an interactive broker or anything. Okay, so because we don't have any limitation, because we are doing this automation on the hardware level. Okay, so I have this small NInjaTrader side by side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this and then put this on this corner, so that half of this text would be for the trading view, and then I think I can just remove that still. And for the NInjaTrader, we just need to do a couple of setups, right? So first, we want to find these kind of buy and sell here. So what we can do is new, and then we can click on basic entry, and then when you're doing it on the real time, right? Obviously, I'm on the ES, which is futures, S&P 500 futures. So these both are synced up, especially during the trade time. And on this main panel of this NInjaTrader, you can actually go to accounts, and then here you'll see the realized P&L and all these P&Ls, right? Let me see if I can press a, just like an account. Let me see. Okay, it's connected. So
order submitted, order filled.
Okay, so now it starts showing these realized P&L, right? So, in terms of the automation, what you can do is, let me delete these areas and points. So, in an ideal setup, what are we going to do is we're going to draw this over here. So instead of, and then now for the points, the hands, right? Remember the hands, these are which performs the clicks. You can actually do this on this buy market, and then select another point dot B on the sell market. So, and then, we can start coding on, the basic things, like what our instruction going to be like. And after that, you should be able to automate any TradingView strategies on your NinjaTraders, because it's going to look at this area one and then click on these buttons. And also you can automate it based on the, like these realized P&L and, unrealized P&L, not unrealized P&L, actually move it to total P&L. And, like we can come up with like a different kind of variation of a strategy. Let's say just for the order trade, right? We can always go like whenever this turns by, either we're going to wait for it to sell, or let's say our take profit is 140 and our stop loss is at $80. Either of those satisfies, we can just close the position and then wait for the next opportunity. And once you continuously do that, we are also going to monitor this daily P&L. And then, you can also put a stop loss on your daily P&L so that you can shut down the Nightshark after that. And of course, I'm going to be in future videos, I'm going to be, continuously making new videos, new strategies, and then we'll be sharing the code. And if you don't have any, background in things, you can just pick up those sample templates that I put on and all those instructions. But this video is more about, like how NIghshark actually works, because so many people are coming to me in the comments and then they were asking about do I need any webhook or any API integration or API keys? No, NIghshark does the automation based on what you see on screen, and this is purely on a hardware level. So this is how you are able to actually achieve, these kind of like cross-platform functionality, even when the, TradingView does not support for the brokers that are not in their system. Or even if they're on their system, sometimes, let's say, just like how you are able to set up, like take profit and stop loss, some of the brokers that you connect, TradingView does not actually provide those features. So this is where NIghshark comes in handy. And then I think another point would be, this is something I want to highlight on. Okay, so obviously features of NIghshark, it takes the emotions out of the equation, and you can do the cross-platform. And one more most important thing would be it hides the order flow from the market makers. So what happens is, let's say you enter an order and then you set a stop loss, okay? Those stop loss actually are in the queue, and then the market makers or, order flow dealers or brokers, they can see where a stop loss is. And that kind of, makes it suspicious, or have them more advantage to kind of know what are the sell zone, and then market makers tends to make the decision based on it. But with the NIghshark, when you're putting your TPSL or take profit stop loss on here, everything is outside of the broker. Okay, it's within your local machine. We're not putting anything on queue. We're just waiting for that moment so that we can execute the order. So we are not putting anything on queue, so that market, order flow market makers, they cannot see these kind of queues on their end. So probably, maybe you can hide your footprint, or, not have them touch your stop loss. I think that's a basic overview. And if you have any other questions, just comment down below. But obviously I did not went into much the demo of how this kind of actually sophisticated strategy works, but I will be posting more of those kind of video in future. Thank you.